on YouTube, the difference, okay, is when you hit that button, usually it'd be like, are you ready? As soon as you be like, okay, it just starts going. You know what I'm saying? Like usually you hit the button and it'll be like, okay, are you ready to start now? But you get off the detail page and put on all your details and everything. It'll be okay, and then it just starts right away. I'm like, come on, man, let me drink some water. Let me chap my lips a little bit. It's like, nope, here, it just starts. Okay, there you are. So, 机会 drink some water. And we're going to talk about some things here. See if we can catch a few fish, catch a few people online, talk and increase our information, our understanding about the Dharma, and be happy and share some positivity with each other today. What do you guys think? Think that sounds like a good idea? I think that sounds like a wonderful idea. Maybe I should put this camera far back some? No? What do you think? I'm just kind of sitting here. It's not like a big deal, but I like you guys to see some background, see my face and everything without so much glare. Without so much glare. Don't know if we have anybody online. This is a different time. I was a little busy this morning, so I couldn't directly come online. Usually I come on in the morning. So this is like the mid-afternoon now, about 2:30 here in Vietnam. So try to find out if I can find some people in the West that are actually up at this time. I hope I can. I love going online just to be able to talk about Buddhism and spread the Dharma and love and kindness for everyone out there. I think that's pretty important for me. My perspective, I think. I'm hoping we can. If not, we're still going to go on with today's lesson. And hopefully we will have some good things to teach each other. Just give us a moment and see if we can find some people on here. Hope the music isn't too loud. Let me see if I can actually even turn it down some. See if we can So I got two cameras up. I got one on my computer, and then I got one here just filming it itself. And it looks good. Okay, looks all right. I think we're doing okay. I think. The bigger one on the computer, I can read the comments better. So I like to leave that one up. See if we can wait to see if more people. Oh, we have one person online. Hello, one person online. Hello, one person online. Appreciate you being here with us today. Whoever you may be out there, greatly appreciated. It is. It's very appreciated. So be happy to have one person online right before we start and say good things. Okay. Okay, Nat Mo Bang Su Tikka Moni Fat, Nat Mo Bang Su Tikka Moni Fat, Nat Mo Bang Su Tikka Moni Fat. Buddhang Saranang Kachami, Dhammam Saranang Kachami, Sanghang Saranang Kachami. Tutiyampi, Tatiyampi, Buddhang Saranang Kachami, Dhammam Saranang Kachami, Sanghang Saranang Kachami. And I also want to pay homage to the Bodhisattva who have sacrificed their own liberation for the sake of all of humanity in a selfless way. So therefore we have an example of integrity and selflessness towards others. Amitofo, 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 Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. For those of you that are just coming online and maybe you're just familiar with my channel, my name is Bante Panya, or you can call me Jihui. Jihui is also another name I go by. And this channel is talking about my experiences that I've had being a Buddhist monk for 10 years throughout Southeast Asia. At the current moment, I live in Vietnam, and I've been through Cambodia, Thailand, Taiwan, and Vietnam, and visited other places. And I'd like to share with you some of the things that I've learned, unlearned, going through as a practitioner of the Dharma, a Buddhist monk, and what it's like living in a monastery, what it's like just being a Buddhist monk. You know, people think that you just kind of sit there and meditate all day, hum, chant, and, you know, live in the darkness with candles. You're a vegetarian, strict vegan vegetarian, and you shun the outside world. But this is more like a hermit. A hermit does stuff like that, not so much of a monk. In Buddhism, we're supposed to engage the world. We're not supposed to be involved in it, but we are supposed to engage the world. So you'd see monks have cell phones, monks have cars, monks have computers, and we're not against the world. We're against the indulgences that the world offers. We're not supposed to be indulging in things of excessiveness. But we do understand that technology is a tool. And depending on how you use the tool is the way that you create a better environment for everyone. Unlike some religious fanatics who think that technology is from the devil and any type of new method of learning, new method of exercise, or new method of communication that may um, come out through the advancement of technology or the advancement of computers or whatever. They think it's from the devil and etc, or they think it's from Satan, Shaitan, or. But we don't want to see that. We see it's about the way that you use your intention, the way that you use the tool, and the benefits that it provides. Is it causing more harm than it is causing benefit for humanity? And humanity here doesn't mean just human mankind. We're talking about sentient beings. So maybe I should say, is it causing more harm for sentient beings? Because it's sentient beings there, we're talking about all sentient beings, humans, animals, fish, all of these things all together. And that's probably something that's very even debatable because, I don't want to even get into that chapter. It's probably debatable because a lot of people have different opinions about that, and they're very strong opinions on both sides. Nevertheless, that's not today's topic. I just wanted you to share that with you. And today we are talking about you being enough. You are enough, man. You have to stop with that idea that you're not enough to show up for yourself. Kick everybody to the rocks. Throw them all down into the well. You be there for you. There's no way that I would be able to be where I am at the present moment if I didn't believe in myself. It was a journey getting here. It's completely worth it, but it took some time. It was worth it. It took some dedication. I had to chase away my fears. And then I had to deal with them after they followed me. They weren't done with me to be where I am at the present moment. People think that after you chase away your fears, they're done. There's still residue. Just because you become a monk, Greek Orthodox, Muslim, or whatever spiritual path you want to think, a lot of us, it takes time to actually get rid of the smaller residue that if you don't continue to check and look at your mind, it reappears and it destroys your path. So it is very important for you to always go through your mind and actually see what it's clinging on to, what is its habits, which way is it always going when conflict arises, when happiness arises, when surprises happen, etc. When things happen in your life, you must contemplate where your mind is going to and why it went that way instead of a different way. Why not just your mind, but your feelings that arise when it comes in contact with a certain sense-based phenomena, feeling, whenever it comes in contact with a sense-based object. Why does your mind go that way? But in Edgewise, you are enough. If you weren't enough, you wouldn't even be born into the human realm in the first place. This is the perfect place for you to be born to make positive change so you can get out of the realm of samsara. You have a critical thinking mind that allows you to do things that are not like the animals. Doesn't mean you're better than animals, but you are sure part of the top elite. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're the best being on the planet, but you sure are part of the top. You know, you might be part of the top 5. You know what I mean? I don't see dolphins creating airplanes. I'm saying I don't see apes building buildings, skyscrapers. That's not to say that we're better than them or we have more. I'm just saying in the intellectual part, the ability that we have is showing that we have a good sense of rationale to distinguish between wrong and right, balance and unbalance, and structures, and deep thinking. So why don't we use that to fix our internal world and also external world instead of just depending on our external world? The external world we know is in control by people that believe in a deity that is a deity that is created, controlled by finance, controlled by money, made from suffering, made from having and having not. That is the God of this world, and they want to keep you trapped into this cycle. But for those of us who don't believe in that God, for those of us who don't take part and stake in that God, we live a more happier life. Money is the root of all evil. Yeah, that's true. We use money. It's supposed to supplement our life. It is not supposed to be the focal point. It is not supposed to be the epitome of human existence as for money. There was a point where money didn't even exist and we were living just fine. There was a point where we used to use barter systems, and that was fine. There was a point where we just helped each other for the betterment of our community without shekels, without coins, without gold, and we were just fine. But until a group of nasty men came together and decided that we are going to take control of humanity by putting them under a system of debt, a system of involuntary slavery with money and paper and so on and so forth. They use that to manipulate us. And I think we can do better than that. We can do a lot better than that. We can be happy with less. We can be happy with what we have. We can try to help our hearts and our mind see that greediness is what causes death. It causes anger. It causes fighting. It causes friction. It causes families to break apart. Is greed. Do you need more than what you actually have? And if you need more than actually what you have, remember, when you get something, give something. That's one thing I did learn. When you get something, give something. Don't forget that balance, man. Give something away. You get something, give something away. Sorry, let me change my lotus position here. All right, so in Buddhism, it doesn't really say that you're the best person in the world anyway. You have to get rid of these ideas that you're somebody and start to believe that you're someone, but you're not somebody. You might be something, but you're not it. You have the same desires and needs that every other human being on the planet needs: love, shelter, food, water, love and companionship, or maybe social engagement, security, safety. You have the same makeup as anybody else in the world. Whether you think your IQ is higher, whether you think your IQ is lower, all human beings, regardless of whatever race you think you belong to, or what tribe you think you belong to, or, whether you think you're better or not. It's all the same. You need a place to rest your head. You need food to eat, clean water to drink. You need shelter. Some of us need companionship or community or family, good health. But all those things aren't promised. They are not a promise, but you do need some of them. That's what you should probably be focusing on. Not how big my lips are, how skinny my lips are, how fat I am, how small I am, the color of my skin, if it's darker or it's too dark, or if it's too light and too white. All those things are tools that should help you come together. They're not tools that you should be using to separate each other. It's disgusting and sickening. I'm tired of it. As a black man, a clear black man, I'm tired of hearing about it. You're like the person that goes to a buffet and the only thing you see is salad. There's pizza there, there's lasagna, there's potatoes, there's chicken, there's fish, there's mushrooms, and the only thing you see in the whole buffet is salad. That's pretty boring. I think that people are made different. People speak different languages. People come from different backgrounds because they are made to help each other with the skills that they have made with that culture, with that language, with that background. I am made this way because I'm fit to be able to use this vessel to help another person with it. Not to harbor it and hide it and say I'm better because I have it. Your God-given talent. I'm an artist. I'm a ETC. I'm an author. I'm a painter. I'm a mechanic. The divine did not give you these skills so you can keep it to yourself and die and go to the grave with it. He gave you this skill which comes to you easily so you can help the community with it. So you could teach others that skill. So therefore the needs, the conditions of our wants are met. Not so you can be a slave to money, not so you can be an instrument or tool of someone else's dream. We have all of these skills to be able to help us live together, to work together. But you can't work together with somebody who sees the world as a place of indulgence. You can't work with someone who thinks of the world as a place where he or she uses others as tools of their enjoyment, doesn't see another human being as a human being. The same person who needs shelter, water, food, love, clean water, etc., is trying to tell me that we're chosen and you're not. And you are beneath the animals. And what makes you say that? Well, we just say so because that's what we think. We created this idea. Where did this come from? When did this idea even come? When did humanity split off into this idea that we're better than you and you deserve nothing of human existence or value like we do? Where did this even come from? When did that start? When did that even start? I don't know, but if something starts, we know something can end. But you have to get it in your mind first that this must come to an end for the sake of humanity. Humanity. For the sake of humanity, and it starts with you. It starts with you getting rid of the idea that you're not. It starts with you getting rid of the idea that you are not worthy and enough for yourself. This particular life, this particular mind, this particular body, this particular set of circumstances is only field of experience you have to cultivate. We are put on this planet to cultivate, to do the best we can, not to be the idiot of the world, not to be the dodo bird of the world, not to show that we are beneath the animals by acting less intelligent than the smartest, less intelligent than the most unintelligent animal. Why would you be here in this world playing these type of games as if you're going to get some type of token of reward from that? Life is very fragile. Man, we could be helping each other better, man. No borders, no boundaries. No borders, no boundaries. Humanity first. Humanity first. You want to find your tribe? Open your borders. Humanity first, and you'll find them deeper. You don't need to be somebody else before you practice compassion. You don't need to be anybody else before you practice the art of compassion. You don't need to be the Christ first before you practice compassion. You don't need to wait for Christ in order for you to be the compassionate. You don't need to be the Buddha before you become compassionate. You don't need to become a Buddha before you become the compassionate. etc, etc. Use that title, those titles for whatever belief system that makes you digest this information. You don't need to become the Orisha before you practice compassionate. Compassion, generosity. You don't need to live in Wakanda before you be nice. Regardless of all the titles, remember, it is not how your mind projects it. Your mind is tricking you. If you want to live in this utopian world, you want to live in your paradise, you're going to have to prepare like you're already living in paradise before you get there. Or you're not going to be able to assimilate. You're not going to be able to recognize the signs. You're not going to be able to know how to function in a place that you didn't prepare for. A lot of us, we are internally preparing for hell while saying we want to go to the paradise, but preparing for hell. Our food, our diets, our behaviors, our funky attitudes with each other, our clap back mentality. I got to clap back at everybody every time somebody says something. The head nods, the arguing, the aggressiveness, the willingness to side with the traitors, to side with the abhorrent, and leave those who are desperate for help to leave them by themselves. If you want to train to see your paradise, you must train right here, now, right now, not tomorrow, not 5 minutes. Close your eyes and breathe and see what you would look like in the world that you would want to see yourself. How would you be able to recognize? How would you be able to recognize the world that you want to see, and how would they recognize you? What makes them be able to recognize you as a part or person that belongs there? What, because of a gold chain? That doesn't exist. Oh, because I got a flashy shirt on? Doesn't exist. We're talking about a state of being, not a clothing style. We're talking about a system of complete peace in paradise, not a body. We're talking about a system. How would you be able to be recognized, and how would they recognize you there as being authentic and not a virus to the system that you want to be in? It's because you train properly, like somebody who goes to the gym. If I see a person that goes to the gym, male or female, I don't need to ask them, are you going to the gym? Do you go to the gym? The discipline that they have by looking at their physique would show me that they are a disciplined person. They care about their physique. They take the time out. They don't have problems with commitment. They're strong enough to do things that the normal person can't. They have good perseverance. They have good insight. They have good discipline. I don't need to ask them anything because I recognize them. Now take it a step further about a person who's on the spiritual path, who's on not a religious path. We're talking about a spiritual path. How do you recognize them? We know how to recognize things in the finite physical world. What about the spiritual world? How do you recognize somebody who's a spiritual person? Just because he said something clever? Saying something clever doesn't recognize you as being a person who's spiritual. Anybody can say something clever. Hell, the devil is clever. Doesn't mean he's spiritual. So being able to be recognized through the efforts and deeds that you do is very important. You don't have to become prettier, smarter, wealthier, more enlightened, more charismatic, or more acceptable before you are worthy of kindness. Acts of kindness, generosity, helping, sharing, these are the acts of those who are praiseworthy. All these spiritual saints, all these spiritual people, all these prophets, messengers, the Buddhas before, they were all kind. They were all generous. They were all compassionate to each other. Stop looking for a reason to disagree so you don't have to change. Stop looking for a reason to disagree so you don't need to change yourself. You see me sitting there, although I'm a Buddhist. Yes, I'm a Buddhist. But that's not me saying that I cannot recognize truth wherever it comes from. I can recognize truth no matter where it comes from. I can recognize truth whether it comes from Ifa, Hudun, Voodoo, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Bhagavad Gita, yoga. Hell, Channel 5 News. You understand? Don't let titles and things scare you. There's nothing to fear when you are confirmed in yourself that you're able to do it all. I can do this. There is no more fear. Because you are your peace. You're your security, bro. You are your place of security. It is you that you are looking for. Your whole life, it is you that you are looking for you. Nobody is coming. You are looking for you, to take you by the horns, take you by the chains, take you by the shoulder, take you by the hand, and lead you to the world that you want to be in. It is you that you are looking for. You are the prophets that you read about. You are the messengers that you hear. You are the enlightened one that turns the light on in your mind. It is you. And it all starts from inside your mind. It starts here first. It doesn't start from outside. Everything outside is actually inside. Everything external is actually inside here. You know that. You know that well. You know that well, Neo, Morpheus. Okay, we know this very well, then why can't we put it to use? Let me drink some water. My lips, I'm a little parched. In our doctrine, the Buddhist doctrine, the Buddha himself has told us in the Dhammapada, I believe it is the Dhammapada, oneself is one's own protector. Who else could the protector be? You are your own protector. Who else could the protector be? It is you that chooses between right and wrong. It is you that chooses between going forward or backwards. It is you that chooses to go left and right. You are your own protector, my man. It is you. The Dhammapada says, one should not neglect one's own welfare for the sake of another. Bro, if I'm doing bad, I can't sit there and wait for somebody else to take care of me. I got to get up. I got to go to the clinic. I got to take medicine. I got to do these things, man. I got to take care of me too. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It isn't. I don't ever want you to think that it's selfish because you loved yourself. You had enough willpower to take care of yourself. Don't neglect your own welfare for the sake of somebody else. It doesn't mean become selfish. It means that being compassionate begins with recognizing that you are also a living being worthy of compassion. You are also worthy of compassion. That means you are worthy to love yourself, man. If you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't be watching this video. Bro, there's other people that love themselves too. You know what I'm saying? There's other people out there that love themselves and they used to hate themselves. And they never came out and said, yeah, I hate myself. I don't like me. Their actions showed that they hated themselves. They didn't care about themselves. All they wanted to do was annihilate everything they come in contact with, hoping that they would be lucky enough to be consumed by this annihilation and it would be over. All you need to do is look at the people's lifestyles. Look at their lifestyle and tell me, do they actually love themselves? If they love themselves, why do they create hate and disagreements and chaos, friction everywhere they go? That's not love. That's hate. They hate themselves. They might mask it with a lot of money, which is another God that doesn't like humanity either. It's just a trick. I'm telling you right now, it's a trick. It's a distortion. It's a distortion. Look at people walking down the street right now, what they got the biggest gun in their pocket right now, ready to blow anybody up that looks like them. There's people right now walking down the street ready to blow someone's head off that walks, talks, and dresses exactly like them. I was watching this documentary. It was talking about gangsters in America, specifically young black boys. And they were talking about young black boys with these guns in their pants. And they asked them what they were looking for. And they said they're looking for somebody who dresses a certain way, walks a certain way, from a different part of town. And then later on, they went to talk about how the person they're looking for to go shoot or to go kill was the same person they described if they looked in the mirror. Ain't that something? There's some of those who are actively out there looking to destroy anybody like themselves. And then you have others who act there and take substance abuse. Substance abuse is a big problem in our community. Lord have mercy, man. These people are tired, and it's sad because these people, they be in their 20s. They're in their early 20s looking like they're 40 years old. Drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It's a sign that they are scared to commit to actually figuratively pulling the trigger on themselves. So they take it the slow way. Addiction, drugs, abusive behavior, they take the slow way. And that's even more painful. Is that not suffering? You don't have compassion when you see these people? It doesn't make you want to, your heart burst in sympathy, empathy? It does for me. I can't see that type of stuff. It's too much. I have a stone face. I got a good poker face. But when I get into my little area, my little corner of life, it breaks me to tears that I can't do enough to help everyone. I need help to help other people. Help me help others. I can't do it by one person. We have a lot of strange ideas when it comes to compassion. We really do. We think compassion means that you need to be compassionate to me first, and then I'll be compassionate to you. You need to give me something, and then I'll be compassionate. Or you need to earn your compassion, and I'll be compassionate. Man, the Buddha didn't do like that, man. Compassion was free with compassion was free without any hangups. If you deserve compassion, you just get it. You didn't deserve, you deserve, man, I'm giving you this compassion. You're gonna be healed one way or another. Either you're gonna prove why you didn't accept compassion, you didn't have compassion, or you're gonna prove why you needed it. Sometimes we think I must love everybody else, but I have to criticize myself constantly. No, that's not the way you approach it. You have to love everybody and criticize yourself. That's not it. That's not healthy either. That's imbalance. That's not the wise Buddhist way to approach compassion. If you understand metta, which means kindness, or even compassion, metta, you eventually realize, may all beings be happy. Sukhita Hanto, may all beings be happy. That includes me. May all beings be happy. I am a being. That also means for myself, you aren't excluded. You aren't excluded from the world. You're not excluded from the world or the word. You're the only person who can be you. You need to think about that, man. I'm really serious. You are the only person that can be you. You're the only you in the world. You don't know how unique that is? That's a major blessing, that you are the only you everywhere in the world. Every rock that is turned, there's only you. And you are unique. You need to find what makes you divine. You need to find what makes your voice the strongest. You hear your voice before you hear anybody else's. Your voice is the strongest. What you see is the most visual, is the most clear. What you smell is the strongest scent that you will ever witness in your whole life. Take some time when you meditate. Think about that. It doesn't make you better. It just makes you ready to accept you. It makes you ready to accept yourself at any time. But you need to talk to you. You need to talk to yourself. You have to be ready that your memories, your mistakes, your talents, your weakness, your experiences, your flavors, your understanding, your voice, the particular way that you see the world, that doesn't make you better than everybody else. It makes you irreplaceable, man. It makes you irreplaceable. I can't get another you. Don't think and sell yourself short. I can't find another you. I need you. I need your talent. I need your skill. I need your companionship. There is people that are dependent on you, and you don't even know, because you can't see outside of the bigger picture, your bigger self. People are looking for you. They're looking for you. That's not enough? What are you looking for? What type of verbal confirmation are you looking for to stop doing the things that are hurting your relationship between you and your authentic self? What are you looking for? You want somebody to tell you they love you? Okay, I love you, man. I do. I really, sincere, I love you. Let's get to work, man. I love you. If you don't love me back, I don't care. I love you. Let's get to work. Let's put in this work and change all of this that's going on. It's ridiculous. It's repugnant, dirty system. Let's change it all. If you can't change it all, let's change it within ourselves, in our clique, and hopefully that radiates to everyone else, that everyone's going to get a piece of this love. Everyone's going to get a piece of this compassion. Everyone's going to feel, at least understand, why they are happy, or why they never accepted happiness, or why happiness is something they couldn't reach. They're going to find out. People that hate themselves kill. People that love themselves give life. We don't go out killing people. We give life to the dead. We are the Lazarus. We take what is broken and fix it. We give life into the dead, mentally dead. Are you not happy with that? That doesn't motivate you? That doesn't motivate you for change? How? If you just think about it, a mango tree doesn't apologize because it isn't an orange tree, nor a lotus doesn't look at the bamboo stalk and say, oh, I really need to become more like a bamboo. Don't do that. It simply grows according to its nature. Your nature isn't for destruction. That is a taught behavior. Your nature wasn't for you to come out the womb and destroy. That's a learned and taught behavior and structure. You weren't coming out the womb as a baby and be like, well, you know what? I'm going to rip the cat in half. You know what? Today is a good day to bust the TV open and pee all over the refrigerator. You didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Learned behavior, whatever. You following Wile E. Coyote when you was a child, maybe. Still learned behavior. You know? The Buddhist's task isn't to manufacture someone else's behavior. Manufacture someone else's life, all right? It's to understand your nature clearly enough that greed, hatred, fear, comparison, anger, delusion stop preventing you from expressing your wholesome qualities. You must understand your nature clearly. And if you think greed, hatred, spite, racism, that's your nature, if that's what you think your nature is, then unlearn it. Unlearn it. Do you think there's other wisdom? The highest pinnacle in involvement of man is be like, oh, you're black, I'm white. What a stupid way to think. That's the highest pinnacle in the mind of man is, I'm fucking white, I'm black, I'm Asian, I'm from this country. That's it. That's all you have to offer humanity, is to say that I'm from Pukadukistan, I'm from Melanesia, I'm from this place, I'm from that place. That's it? What happens? What have you created though? Are you still creating something worthy of value? Or are you just riding on the coattails of old histories of what your great grandfathers did? That's all you done? And stop there? All you're doing is clinging to a flag that's probably like 50 years old, 70 years old. That's all you have. You're clinging on to a race that's obviously mixed with other races. You're clinging on to a skin color to get your ass burnt in the sunlight. You're clinging on to a skin color. You're clinging on. That is not enough to change the world. I'm sorry, man. You can do better. I hope you can do better than that. You better get with you. You better get with people who are on the same vibe as you, because I promise you, when the money manipulators, money monopolizers come out of those hills, they look at you all the same. You're all cattle, you're all sheep. I'm just letting you know that. You guys don't want to believe me? That's your problem. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. Get with people who are doing the opposite. Breaking the status quo, breaking these boxes that we're put in. Fight hate with love. Fight greed with abundance. Fight scarcity with abundance. Fight racism with basic human needs. Fight tribalism with humanity. It is the ego, this ego that always tries to identify itself to something because it sees this ego is very, very shallow. It always wants to project itself of being something it's not. It's not worthy of sitting here and trying to be the CEO of the table of your ideas. Whenever the ego becomes a CEO and chairman of your ideas, people get hurt. Greed pops in. Inflated self-image pops in. People suffer. The wrong people become on top. The people who deserve to be on top become on the bottom. Have and have-nots start to rise. It is the ego that must be trained. It must follow wisdom. It must follow wholesome skillfulness at all times. Because if the ego takes place, suffering follows right after that. Compassion means allowing yourself to exist. Not over the tops of somebody's head, but coexist with others. There's going to be differences. Of course, there's going to be differences. But it doesn't mean that because there are differences that we need to fight, smote, cut off the legs and arms and heads of people who have differences. Allow them to have differences. It's all right. Look at the earth. There's water, air, mountain, pasture, greenlands, inlands. There is different textures of this earth, and they do not beat each other up. There might be stormy weather. Sometimes there's an earthquake here and there, but they're not fighting each other. They're all different. And they seem to get along quite well. Different animals inside of the forest. We're not talking about those that eat the others. We're just talking about there's animals, billions and billions of animals inside that. So there's so many animals that we don't even know the names of a lot of them who are still inside the jungle, and they seem to be doing well. Human being, I have a neighbor, and he did one thing to annoy me, and I tried to blow his house up. You know what I mean? We can do better than that. I think we can do better than that. We can live and let live. We can make ways for us to live with other people, humanity, who are different and who are the same. Sometimes I think that human beings, we think compassion is to have, as I have to save everyone. It's cute, but it's not the reality. You're not going to save everyone. You're going to try, though, but you can't save everyone. Some people will resist. And you have to realize that. You have to digest that. Not everyone wants to be saved, and not everyone accepts happiness. They don't even know what happiness is. Compassion can begin much more quietly, much more quieter. I don't have to punish myself for being human. I don't need you to make a mistake, or you recognize it, you learn it, you continue. You don't need to build an identity around mistake or experience fear or acknowledge it. You don't have to become fearless before you act. You feel awkward. You remain yourself anyway. You remind yourself anyway. You don't know anything. You remain willing to learn. That is called karuna, which is compassion combined with wisdom. You may make yourself open to always do better. You yourself remind yourself to do better and be better daily. You did better than you did yesterday. What did you do yesterday that made you feel good? What did you do yesterday that you didn't do other days that made you feel positive about being with you? I don't want you to think that I'm online talking directly to you or talking directly to you. I make these videos for myself first, and then I share them with you. Do you think that I don't listen to these videos? Bro, as soon as we get off of this line, I'm putting this joint on rewind and watching it myself. I make these videos for me, bro. These are not just specifically for you. They are for me to check me. Make sure what I'm talking about makes sense. Is there anything in my logic that needs to change later on? Is there something in my logic, the way that I'm processing information, that I need to change right now? Is there something I want to keep? And this is how I talk to myself daily, whether the mic is on or not. I'm talking to me like this. I meditate, I sit, I talk, I think about what's going on inside my mind, and I want to share it with you. You know what I'm saying? This is important. And then there comes something that's also very important with all of these things we're talking about is courage. You must be courageous. You must be courageous. Why do I say you must be courageous? Because if you are not courageous, anytime the wind blows, you will fall over. The wind of change coming, you're not firmly rooted into the ground, your tree of success is going to fall right over. So you must be courageous. You must be willing to go against everyone who thinks, who says, who wants you to fail, who wants you not to continue, who doesn't want you to change your life. And your biggest adversary is going to be your mind that loves the pattern of self-destruction. That is your biggest, scariest adversary, is a mind that is addicted to self-destruction. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, if you can overcome your mind that is addicted to self-destruction, self-explosion, you're going to be unbeatable. You're going to be lovable. You're going to be a person that's going to be looked up to. You are going to be the person that you look up to on the altar. You become the idol. You become the image that you venerate on your table. You are the idol that you venerate on the table. So when you bow, Amitabha, it is you, a part of you that you praise, that helped you, saved you from yourself, from your own ignorance, your own hellfire that you were laying out underneath your feet as you walked. You had enough courage to say, I am changing directions. I deserve to be on my table because this was a battle that I overcame. It isn't finished, but it's a continuing battle. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that. I believe in you. Seriously, man. I believe that you can do that. You have to realize that you have to be yourself without the care of who that hurts. You have to be yourself. What does that mean? Does it mean you be rude, nasty, attitude? I am the table. I am the prize. No. It means you need to start stripping away the things that you think you are until you're down to your naked self. Go back down deep into your childhood where you didn't have an identity. You were just your innocent self. Remind yourself, go back into your mind all the way before you thought you were a self. And think about what you were like before you had a self, before you had an identity, and go there. You can go all the way back to your childhood. When you were vulnerable, you were innocent, you were kind, you were loving, you were interested about finding out what the world was like before you were polluted by the changing world of samsara. I'm going to be myself because I don't need to betray my wholesome nature merely to be accepted. You don't need to be accepted by anybody. If you can't accept yourself, if you can't accept yourself, don't expect others to accept you. You must find out who this self is first that wants to be accepted. Who is sitting at your table of ideas? Who is sitting at your internal mental table of thoughts, thought processes, and actions that follow afterwards? Who is there? Who needs to be vetoed and not listened to? Who needs to be kicked off this panel? Who needs to be excluded from the table of your thoughts, your actions, and your ideas of where the company of your body and thoughts and speech and actions, who needs to go? They've been there long enough, milking, destroying this company of building your authentic self for too long, unaware. They've been there for too long. They have to go. Kick them out of their spot. The Buddha didn't teach us to construct personality that everyone approves of. You know, he didn't tell you to build this personality where everyone's going to be happy with you. That's impossible. He taught us to examine ourselves. Is this wholesome? Does this create suffering or reduce suffering in the world, in myself, in my community, in my surrounding? Is there greed here? Greed for material objects, greed for people's acceptance, greed for whatever there is, some type of acceptance in the world. Is there hatred? Is there delusion? This is what the Buddha told us to check for. Is there delusion? Am I not seeing things properly? Am I not being in the right state of mind? This is what the Buddha told us to watch out for. If something is wholesome, compassionate, honest, and beneficial, then you don't need to necessarily need everyone's permission to practice it. I don't need permission to be a nice person. I don't need to ask my master if it's a good idea to be nice. I don't need my parents' permission to help somebody in need. Now, there is incidences where, especially in America, where good deeds are not rewardable. Many. You want to help people that are homeless, feed the homeless, the police will come and tell you can't do that without a permit. Today I was watching a TikTok here, and this guy, he used to go to Walmart and pay for people's food. He used to go there and pay for people's food, and he would find people and he would pay for their basket or their cart of food. And he just got banned from all of the Walmarts in I think it was Kentucky. He became banned on every one of Walmart and Sam's Club because he was paying for people's food out of his own pocket. Whatever the cause was, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about things about what you can do without asking permission. Being kind, generous, and compassionate, you don't need to ask anybody to do that. You just go ahead and do it. I'm going to leave you guys with this one last saying, okay? Because it's very important that we realize this. We have to actually internalize this. As people of the Dharma, people of truth, people of of wholesome living and skillfulness is that the Buddha's best self isn't perfection. We're not looking to be perfect. We're looking to be accepted of ourselves. We're looking to accept that we make mistakes and we change. Your best self isn't a person who never gets angry. I get angry. Okay? Your best self isn't a person who recognizes anger before anger becomes cruelty. Your best self isn't somebody who never feels fear. It's somebody who doesn't allow fear to dictate every decision. Your best self is a person who recognizes anger before it becomes cruelty. Sorry about that. Your best self isn't somebody who never suffers. Your best self is somebody who doesn't turn suffering into hatred, doesn't turn suffering into a tool that we use to make others hurt and pain like we are, to get our point across. Your best self isn't somebody who becomes perfect. It's somebody who keeps cultivating what is wholesome. We're not waiting for you. The best person isn't the one who's enlightened. It's the one who takes his enlightenment and continues to go further, to become enlightened, who forgets that he's enlightened and continues to act like he was never enlightened. This is very close to the Buddhist idea of bhavana. Bhavana means cultivation, development, bringing something into being. Bringing something into being. You are not a finished statue. You're a garden that always needs to be weeded, always need to be replanted. It needs to, always need to be cultivated. And that's where gratitude enters. This is how you show gratitude. You can look at yourself and say, this is the life I've been given. This is the mind I've been given. This is the body I've been given. These are the circumstances I have inherited. These are the causes and conditions that I've been confronted with. Some are beautiful, some are not. Some are painful, some of them hurt. Some of them I choose, some I didn't choose, but this is my field of practice. And instead of spending your entire life wishing, why wasn't I somebody else? Why was I granted with this? Why couldn't I have been here? Why was I this and not that? You can begin by asking, what can I cultivate with what I have now? Make me a person that is wise enough to not want what I can't reach, what I cannot have. Make me content with what I have and do great with what I have. That's gratitude. I got to teach my class, brothers and sisters, and it's been a little while right now. It's been like a little over an hour. Let you guys get your rest. I'm going to go to my class. I wish you guys the best. If I have said anything that goes against the Buddha, the Dharma, or the Sangha, please drop everything that I have said. Refer back to the texts, meditation masters, and the scholars of the Dharma. I am just a monk telling you the things that I come in contact with through my experiences, and what I read can change my opinion depending on what I come in contact with the scholars' texts and growth in the Dharma. With that being said, I hope to see you guys next time. Please subscribe to the page. I got to do that. Please subscribe to the page so we can spread the Dharma. We can spread love and kindness to all beings. We can have a place where we can get together, possibly meet, set up a meditation retreat, set up something we can change the vibe of this time, because it's over. Let's actually meet up and get stuff done. All right? Meditation retreats, food drives, charity donations. If you're serious about it, let's contact and get to each other. I can fly out there and we get this done. Okay, you can fly over here. I could fly there. We can put something together and make an impact on the world in a positive way. Not just on YouTube, but actually make a real positive change. Okay? Peace, blessings, love, and light. Amita for, Amita for, Amita for, Ashe, 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 Azidafat. Thank you guys.